Bathrooms are supposed to be private, safe places, but for many, they're the opposite. Harsh lights, cold tiles, unforgiving mirrors. These spaces can trigger anxiety and self-doubt, making us feel exposed when we expect comfort. Why are bathrooms so emotionally charged? And how do lighting, mirrors, and design affect how we see ourselves? If you've ever felt uneasy in a bathroom, you're not alone. Let's talk about why that is and how we can change it. What is it about bathrooms that makes them so emotionally charged? Think about the last time you were alone in a bathroom. The world outside fades, and you face yourself, often quite literally. There is something raw and unfiltered about that moment. For many people, it is the most private space in their daily routine. But privacy does not always mean comfort. In fact, for a surprising number of people, stepping into a bathroom brings up feelings of anxiety, dread, or even shame. These feelings don't come out of nowhere. The design and function of bathrooms create an environment that can leave people feeling exposed, judged, or unsettled. A big part of this is the presence of mirrors. Mirrors in bathrooms are not just practical, they force you to see yourself up close and in bright detail. Unlike the passing glance in a shop window, a bathroom mirror demands your full attention. You stand there, often under bright, unforgiving light, and face every flaw, line, or blemish. The lighting in most bathrooms is strong and direct. It is meant to help with grooming, but it also highlights every shadow and bump. Instead of making you feel ready to face the world, this harsh light can make you focus on things you wish you could change. The combination of mirror and lighting can feel like standing on a stage under a spotlight, exposed and open to critique, even if you are the only one watching. But exposure in bathrooms is not just about mirrors and light. There's also the simple fact of what we do in there. Bodily functions, grooming, undressing, all of these activities strip away the masks we wear in public. You can't hide from yourself in the bathroom. For some, this level of exposure is freeing. For others, it is unsettling. The noises and smells, the echo of tile, the cold feel of porcelain, these sensory details make the space feel stark and sometimes clinical. Unlike a cozy bedroom or a welcoming kitchen, a bathroom rarely offers warmth or comfort. It is a space designed for necessity, not relaxation. That design choice, whether on purpose or not, creates a space where vulnerability is hard to escape. Here's an example. Imagine walking into a public bathroom at a mall. The lights are fluorescent, buzzing softly above you. The stalls do not quite reach the floor, so you hear every sound, and you know others can hear you. The mirrors line the wall, and as you approach the sink, you see your reflection. But it does not look right. Maybe your skin looks tired or uneven. Maybe you notice something you do not like about your face, something you would not have thought about if you had not been standing under that harsh light. Even though you know it's just a trick of the lighting or angle, it sticks with you. For the rest of the day, you carry that image. You might even avoid looking at yourself for a while after that. But these feelings are not limited to public spaces. Many people dread their own bathrooms at home. One listener shared her story. She asked to remain anonymous. She said, "Every night before bed, I have to go into the bathroom to brush my teeth and wash my face. I hate it. The light is so bright and the mirror is huge. I see every part of my face, every wrinkle, every blemish. Some nights, I avoid looking up at all. I just stare at the sink. It's like the bathroom is waiting to judge me. I know it sounds silly, but I actually dread that part of my day. Sometimes I put off getting ready for bed just to avoid it. My friends don't get it. They think it's just a bathroom. But for me, it's a place that brings up a lot of negative feelings." Stories like this are more common than you might think. The bathroom, despite its plain purpose, becomes a place where people face themselves in ways they do not elsewhere. The lighting and mirrors create an environment that can magnify insecurity. The privacy of the space gives room for self-talk, and not all of it is kind. Some people rush through their routines to get out as fast as possible. Others avoid certain tasks altogether because they associate the space with stress or shame. Consider the role of routine, too. We visit bathrooms at regular times, often in moments of transition, waking up, going to bed, leaving for work, coming home. These moments are already charged with their own emotions, the stress of a long day, the anxiety of what tomorrow will bring. In the bathroom, there are few distractions. The mind has time to wander, and sometimes it lands on worries about appearance, health, or self-worth. When the space around you feels cold or hostile, these thoughts can echo even louder. It's not always about the physical environment either. The memories and feelings you bring into the space matter just as much. If you have had a bad experience in a bathroom, bullying at school, feeling exposed in a gym, being rushed in a busy household, those memories linger. The next time you step into a similar space, your body remembers. Your heart rate goes up. You might avoid eye contact with the mirror, or you might wash your hands extra quickly just to get out. Bathrooms are built for function, but they are full of emotion. The mirrors and lighting create a space that can heighten self-awareness and discomfort. The routines and memories attached to these spaces make them more than just rooms with sinks and toilets. For some people, they are a daily reminder of all the ways they feel vulnerable. For others, they are a place of reflection, sometimes too much reflection. Either way, the bathroom is never as simple as it seems. Lighting in a bathroom shapes how we see ourselves. The science is simple but powerful. Human eyes respond to the quality of light around them, and so do our brains. Soft, warm light tends to make faces look smoother and skin look healthy. Bright, cool, fluorescent light does the opposite. It exaggerates lines, shadows, and textures. Most public bathrooms, gyms, and hotels use fluorescent or LED lights that have a cold bluish hue. These lights are energy efficient and bright, but they are not kind. Under this lighting, every bump, pore, or uneven patch of skin stands out. For someone already feeling unsure about their looks, this can make things worse. Imagine walking into a hotel bathroom. The tiles reflect the overhead lights, making the room feel bright but also stark. You stand in front of the mirror, and the light hits your face at a downward angle, casting shadows under your eyes and chin. You notice flaws you did not see at home. Maybe you feel tired from travel, and the light makes your skin look even more washed out. You check the mirror from different angles, but nothing helps. The lighting, not your face, has changed, but it is hard to remember that in the moment. You leave the bathroom feeling less confident, and the memory sticks with you through your trip. Public bathrooms in gyms can feel even harsher. After a workout, your skin might be red or sweaty. The fluorescent lights above the sinks seem to highlight every drop of sweat, every red patch. People rush in and out, glancing in mirrors. You might feel pressure to look normal before you walk out. The lighting does not help. Instead of helping you freshen up, it can make you notice things you wish you could ignore. Mirrors play their own tricks on us. Psychologists know that mirrors affect self-image. When you look in a mirror, your brain quickly judges what it sees. Most people notice flaws before anything else. Mirrors in bathrooms often sit above the sink, with overhead lighting that creates harsh angles. Some mirrors are slightly curved or warped, which can distort the way your face and body look. This is sometimes called the funhouse effect. You see yourself, but it is not quite real. One person shared how they avoid mirrors in public bathrooms. They said, "Every time I use the bathroom at work, I try not to look in the mirror. If I do, I notice things I do not want to see. My hair looks flat, my skin looks pale, my eyes have dark circles. The lighting makes everything look worse. Sometimes I think about it for the rest of the day. I know it's just a bathroom mirror, but it feels important in the moment. I wish they would use softer lights, or at least put the mirrors somewhere else." Mirrors also force us to see ourselves at close range, often from angles we do not usually see. You lean in to check your teeth or fix your hair, and the view is different from the one you see at home or in photos. Even the shape and placement of the mirror matters. A tall, narrow mirror can make a person look stretched out. A wide, low mirror can make someone look shorter or wider. These small changes affect how people feel about themselves, even if they do not notice it right away. Bathrooms are not only about what we see, they also affect what we feel. The design of many bathrooms creates a sense of coldness or sterility. White tiles, metal fixtures, and the smell of cleaning chemicals make the space feel like a clinic. This triggers a reaction in many people. Clinical spaces remind us of hospitals, doctor visits, or times when we felt sick or exposed. The environment feels unwelcoming, not just physically, but emotionally. Sound and smell play a role too. Bathrooms with hard surfaces echo footsteps, voices, and running water. These echoes make the space feel bigger and less private. In public bathrooms, the sound of other people coming and going adds to the discomfort. Some bathrooms smell strongly of bleach or air freshener, which can be overwhelming. These sensory cues make people feel like they need to rush. You do not linger in a place that feels harsh to your senses. A hospital bathroom is a good example of this. The lighting is bright and cold, the walls are white or pale blue, and the fixtures are metal. The air smells like antiseptic. The room echoes. Many people feel tense in these spaces, even if they are only there for a short time. The combination of sights, sounds, and smells makes it hard to relax. You might focus on getting in and out as quickly as possible, avoiding eye contact with yourself or anyone else. School bathrooms can feel similar. The tile is cold, the lighting is harsh, and the noise level is high. Children and teens may feel exposed or self-conscious, especially during busy times between classes. The environment is not set up to make anyone feel at ease. Instead, it highlights difference and vulnerability. These design choices may not seem important, but they shape how people feel about themselves and their surroundings. Poor lighting, awkward mirrors, and sterile environments combine to make bathrooms places where discomfort can grow. The next time you enter a bathroom and notice a flicker of anxiety or self-doubt, remember that the space itself plays a role. It is not just in your head. The choices made by designers and builders affect real feelings and everyday experiences. The way a bathroom looks, sounds, and smells changes how people use it and how they feel about themselves when they do. Body image shapes how people feel about bathrooms, and for some, the link runs deep. One mental health condition that highlights this connection is Body Dysmorphic Disorder, or BDD. BDD is a clinical disorder where someone becomes fixated on flaws in their appearance. Often, these flaws are minor or even invisible to others, but to the person with BDD, they are overwhelming. Bathrooms become difficult because they force people to face these concerns. With mirrors and bright lights, every trip becomes a moment to check, analyze, and criticize. Some people spend a lot of time in front of the mirror, looking for changes or ways to hide what they see. Others avoid the bathroom when they can, skipping tasks like showering to escape the stress of seeing themselves. An example of this comes from a Reddit user who talked about avoiding showers because of BDD. They explained that each time they needed to shower, the thought of undressing and facing their body in the mirror filled them with dread. They would put off bathing for days, not because they did not care about being clean, but because the bathroom brought up such strong negative feelings. They wrote, "It's not the shower itself. It's the time before, when I have to see myself, and the time after, when I have to look again. Sometimes I skip it just to avoid the stress." This story is not unique. For people with BDD, bathrooms are more than just a place to get ready. They are the starting point for cycles of self-doubt and negative self-talk. But BDD is not the only mental health issue that affects how people feel about bathrooms. Depression, for example, often leads to hygiene avoidance. When someone is depressed, tasks like showering or brushing teeth can feel overwhelming. The energy needed to move through the steps, or even just get up and go to the bathroom, feels out of reach. The longer they avoid it, the harder it becomes to start again. Depression can make small tasks feel heavy, and the bathroom becomes another place of guilt or shame. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD, can turn bathroom routines into strict rituals. Someone with OCD might feel the need to wash their hands in a specific way or repeat showering steps until they feel just right. These rituals take time and energy. If something interrupts the pattern, it can cause distress. The bathroom, meant to be a place for quick care, becomes a site of anxiety and repetition. Trauma can also shape how a person sees and uses the bathroom. Some people develop phobias linked to bathing or being near water, conditions called ablutophobia or aquaphobia. These fears may come from a frightening experience, like a near drowning, a past injury, or even abuse that happened in a bathroom. The body and mind hold on to those memories. Later, even a safe bathroom can feel threatening. One person described how trauma affected their relationship with the bathroom. After surviving an assault that happened in a bathroom, they felt anxious every time they needed to use one. They kept the door open, avoided locking it, and rushed through every task. Even years later, the feeling did not go away. For them, the bathroom was not a place of privacy or self-care, but a space filled with tension and old fear. Culture and society add even more layers. Media shows us ideal bodies and faces. People see these images everywhere, on screens, in magazines, on social media. When someone stands in front of a bathroom mirror, they often compare what they see to those ideals, even if it is not a fair match. This comparison can fuel feelings of not being good enough. Bathroom routines like shaving or makeup sometimes feel less like self-care and more like pressure to meet a standard. Bathroom shame can also feel different based on gender. For many women, the pressure to look flawless is strong. Public bathrooms become spaces where makeup is checked, hair is fixed, and bodies are scrutinized. There is unspoken pressure to fix anything out of place before stepping back into public. Men can feel shame too, especially if they do not fit cultural ideas of strength or fitness. For people who are transgender or non-binary, bathrooms can be even more loaded. The space can feel unsafe or unwelcoming, especially in public settings where gender is policed. Cleanliness has its own cultural weight. In some places, showering once a day is the norm. In others, people bathe less often, and the focus is on saving water or maintaining skin health. People from different backgrounds may have their own rituals and rules about when, how, and how often to clean themselves. These differences can lead to judgment or misunderstanding. For example, someone from a country where daily showers are standard might judge another for bathing less often, not realizing that habits and resources differ around the world. The bathroom is not just a place for physical care. It is where mental health, body image, and culture meet. For someone with BDD, the mirror is a battleground. For someone with depression, the shower is a hill to climb. For someone with OCD, the sink is a place of ritual. For someone with trauma, the door is a barrier to feeling safe. For all of us, the bathroom is a space shaped by what we see in the world and what we expect from ourselves. These issues show up in daily routines and shape how people feel about themselves. The bathroom can be a place of shame, anxiety, or distress, but it can also reveal what matters most to us: safety, acceptance, and the hope to feel comfortable in our own skin. Bathroom design can have a strong effect on how children feel. For a child, a bathroom can be a place of stress, confusion, or even fear. The sounds, smells, and look of a bathroom are very different from other rooms. If a bathroom is loud, bright, or full of strong smells, it can overwhelm a child's senses. Many school bathrooms have hard floors and walls, which make noises echo. The toilets can flush with a loud roar, and hand dryers blast with a sudden rush of air. These sounds feel much louder to a child, especially one who is already sensitive to noise. The lights in bathrooms are often bright and harsh, which can hurt the eyes or make the room feel cold. The smell of strong cleaning products or air fresheners adds another layer. When all these things happen at once, a bathroom becomes a place a child wants to avoid. Toilet anxiety is common in children. Some kids fear using public or school toilets because of the noise, lack of privacy, or worry about being seen or teased. The fear can start with one bad experience, like being locked in a stall, hearing a loud flush, or being rushed by a teacher or classmate. Once the fear starts, it can grow. A child with toilet anxiety might try to hold it in all day, avoiding the bathroom until they get home. This can cause physical pain, stomach aches, or even bladder and bowel problems. The anxiety can also show up in other ways, like headaches or refusing to go to school. Emotionally, a child might feel embarrassed or ashamed. They may not talk about their fear because they think no one else feels the same. Sensory issues add another layer. Some children have sensory processing sensitivity, which means they notice sounds, smells, lights, or textures more than others do. For them, the bathroom can feel like a storm of sensory input. One case involved a young boy who had sensory processing difficulties and attended a public school. The bathroom at his school had automatic flush toilets that flushed without warning. The noise scared him every time. The soap dispensers made a strange squeak, and the lights flickered. He hated the feel of the cold, hard seat and the smell of bleach. Even the touch of the wet sink was too much. At first, he tried to avoid using the bathroom. He would cross his legs, shift in his seat, and ask to go home early. When teachers asked, he said he did not need to go, but he was trying to avoid the bathroom at all costs. Over time, this made him more anxious and distracted in class. He could not focus on his work. His parents and teachers had to work together to help him feel safe in the bathroom. They showed him how to cover his ears before flushing and gave him permission to use the nurse's bathroom if he needed a quieter space. For children who are neurodivergent, the bathroom can be even more difficult. Neurodivergence is a term that includes conditions like autism spectrum disorder, ASD, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. Kids with ASD often notice small changes in their environment. A loud flush, a sudden blast from the hand dryer, or the buzz of a fluorescent light can make them feel out of control. They may have routines they want to follow, and changes can cause distress. Bathrooms can be unpredictable. Someone might come in while they are inside, the soap dispenser might run out, or the stall door might not lock. For a child with ASD, these surprises can feel like too much. They may have meltdowns, refuse to use the bathroom, or need extra support from adults. Children with ADHD also have a hard time in busy bathrooms. They can be distracted by noise, movement, or even the way the tiles look on the floor. They may forget to finish what they started or leave the bathroom before they are done. Some kids with ADHD need reminders or step-by-step support to use the bathroom and wash their hands. If they are rushed or teased, it adds to their anxiety. Privacy is another problem. Many school bathrooms have gaps under or around stall doors. Kids can see feet or hear others talking, laughing, or teasing. Some children fear being made fun of if they take too long or if they make a mistake. This fear can lead them to avoid using the bathroom, which causes health problems and stress. The design of a bathroom can help or hurt. Some schools have tried to improve bathrooms by adding softer lights, quieter hand dryers, and more private stalls. Others have added signs to remind kids to be kind and wait their turn. When adults listen to children and take their fears seriously, they can make small changes that help. For example, letting a child use the bathroom when it is empty, or allowing a favorite toy or comfort item can make a big difference. Some children need visual supports, like pictures or checklists, to remember what to do in the bathroom. At home, parents can also make changes. Adding a nightlight, playing soft music, or using a scent the child likes can make the bathroom less scary. Giving the child control, like letting them choose their soap or towel, can help them feel safer. Bathroom struggles are not always easy to talk about. Many children feel embarrassed or alone. Parents and teachers may not realize how stressful the bathroom can be. When kids refuse to use the bathroom or have accidents, adults sometimes get frustrated, not knowing there is a real fear behind it. Understanding that bathroom anxiety is real and often linked to sensory or neurodevelopmental needs is the first step. The bathroom is not just a place for washing hands or using the toilet. For some children, it is a place filled with challenge, but also a place where understanding and small changes can help them feel safer and more comfortable. Bathrooms do not have to feel harsh or uncomfortable. With a few changes, you can make the space work better for you, whether you struggle with lighting, mirrors, or sensory overload. The right lighting is a simple place to start. Most bathrooms use bright, cold light that brings out every detail and shadow. This kind of lighting often makes people feel exposed. If you change the light to something warm and soft, the room becomes gentler. Soft light blurs hard edges, hides small flaws, and helps skin look even. Warm bulbs, labeled as soft white, work well. If you have a choice, add a lamp or switch to bulbs that are less bright. You can also use dimmer switches, which let you control the level of light. Dimming the lights before bed can help you relax. Some people use colored bulbs to soften the mood or candles for a calm, flickering glow. Even small nightlights can help if you want just enough light to see, but not enough to feel like you're under a spotlight. Changing the environment also helps reduce triggers for your senses. If you find that the brightness or sound in your bathroom feels too much, think about using softer materials. A thick bath mat under your feet absorbs sound and feels gentle. Towels made from cotton or bamboo are soft to the touch and help calm the body. If you are sensitive to smells, try to avoid strong cleaners or air fresheners. Look for fragrance-free soaps or sprays. You can open a window or run a fan to keep the air fresh without added scent. If noise is a problem, close the door or run a small fan or white noise machine outside the bathroom. These changes make the space less overwhelming. Mirrors in the bathroom can be difficult, especially for people who struggle with negative self-talk. One way to take back control is to limit how often you use the mirror. You do not have to avoid mirrors forever, but you can set rules for yourself. For example, only check your reflection when you need to, like brushing your teeth, washing your face, or shaving. Covering the mirror with a towel or piece of paper when you do not need it can help. Some people stick notes or reminders on the mirror with kind words or things they like about themselves. If you find yourself focusing on flaws, remind yourself that mirrors do not always tell the full truth. The light, angle, and your own mood all play a part in what you see. Setting boundaries with your reflection means not letting the mirror decide how you feel. If you notice negative thoughts coming up, try to step back and change your focus. You might take a deep breath, look away, or leave the bathroom for a few minutes. With practice, you can make the mirror just one part of your routine, not the center. Bathrooms can be made more sensory-friendly, especially for people who are neurodivergent. Noise is a big challenge in many bathrooms. If loud hand dryers bother you, use paper towels when you can, or bring your own. For sounds you cannot control, headphones or earplugs might help. Choose soft bath mats and rugs instead of hard tile. Some people like to hang up fabric art or curtains to absorb sound. If you are bothered by strong smells, look for cleaners and products with little or no fragrance. Plants can help clean the air and add a sense of calm. Simple art, a favorite poster, or a clock can make the space feel more personal. Music is another good tool. A small speaker playing gentle music can cover up harsh sounds and make the room feel more relaxing. If you share your bathroom with others, talk about what changes help you. Maybe you take turns using the bathroom or agree to keep things tidy and quiet at certain times. Sometimes small changes, like adding a basket for personal items or a sign to remind people to close the door gently, can make a big difference. Taking care of your hygiene is important for both body and mind, but it is easy to fall into an all-or-nothing mindset, thinking that if you do not do everything perfectly, you have failed. In reality, small steps matter. If you do not feel able to shower every day, try washing your face and hands. If brushing your teeth feels hard, start with mouthwash. Break your routine into small, manageable steps. Give yourself credit for each one, even if it seems small. You do not have to do everything at once. Being kind to yourself is a skill. Notice when you judge yourself harshly. Try to talk to yourself as you would to a friend. Remember that everyone struggles sometimes. The goal is progress, not perfection. If you find that your feelings about the bathroom get in the way of daily life, it might help to talk to someone. Therapists can help with issues like BDD, OCD, or trauma. They can give you tools to manage anxiety, change negative thoughts, and build a healthier relationship with self-care. If you feel safe, let people you trust know about your struggles. You might be surprised how many people understand. Sometimes, just sharing your experience makes things feel lighter. In time, you can make the bathroom a place that feels safer and more comfortable for you. Each small change you make is a step in the right direction. Your comfort and peace of mind matter, even in the smallest room of the house. When people talk about their struggles with bathrooms, the stories often sound different on the surface, but underneath, the feelings connect. Many have sent in their experiences, and though each one is personal, the themes repeat. One woman in her late 20s describes how she dreads hotel stays. She says, "Every time I travel for work, the first thing I do is check the bathroom. If the light is too bright or the mirror is too big, I know I'll have trouble. I avoid looking at myself as much as I can. At home, I've swapped the light bulbs for something softer. In hotels, I don't have that choice. I get ready in the dark if I have to. I've never told anyone at work about this. I don't think they'd get it." A teenage boy shares how school bathrooms make him anxious. The bathroom at school is loud, the lights buzz, the stalls feel too open, and people come and go all the time. Sometimes I'll hold it in all day and just wait until I get home. My friends think it's weird, but I'm not the only one. I know at least 2 others who do the same thing. We don't talk about it, but we know. It is not only about the noise or the people. For some, it's about what the mirror shows them. One young man explains, "When I was in high school, I would stare at myself in the bathroom mirror and just pick apart every detail. I started skipping classes so I didn't have to look. I thought I was alone until I read about body dysmorphia online. That made me feel seen for the first time." A mother writes about her daughter, who has autism and struggles with the sensory overload in public bathrooms. She covers her ears when we walk in. The toilet flushes scare her, and she hates the smell of the soap. We plan outings around where we know there will be a quiet, single-stall bathroom. If there isn't one, she'll get upset and want to go home. It's hard to explain this to other parents who think she's just picky, but for her, it's not a choice. One man who has battled depression shares, "When things are bad, I stop showering. It's not about being lazy. I just can't face the process. The bathroom feels cold, and the mirror doesn't help. Sometimes, I'll just sit on the edge of the tub for a while and then leave without doing anything. I know I should take care of myself, but it feels impossible." A college student who grew up in a house with one bathroom for 5 people remembers, "I used to rush through everything because I knew someone would be banging on the door soon. I never felt relaxed. Now that I live alone, I'm just starting to realize how much that stress stuck with me." Another person talks about how trauma can shape bathroom habits. "Something happened to me in a bathroom when I was a kid, and I've never really gotten over it. I keep the door unlocked, even at home. If the light is too bright or the room is too quiet, I get nervous. My partner tries to understand, but it's hard to explain." Some people find relief in small changes. A woman who struggles with negative self-talk explains, "I started covering the mirror with a towel just for a week. I found that it helped. Now I set a timer, 2 minutes to brush my teeth, wash my face, and leave. It sounds silly, but it works for me. If I need to check something, I use a handheld mirror in better light." A gym goer shares, "The locker room lights are the worst. I used to avoid going to the gym just so I wouldn't have to face that. I started bringing my own hat to pull over my eyes when I changed. It's a small thing, but it gives me a little control back." A young non-binary person writes about public bathrooms. "It's not just about how I look. Sometimes I'm afraid of being stared at or questioned. I try to find single-stall bathrooms, but they're not always available. It makes every trip out of the house feel like a risk." Some stories are about children. One teacher says, "Every year I see kids who avoid using the school bathroom. Some are afraid of the noise, some worry about privacy, and some just don't feel safe. I try to make the classroom a place where they can talk about these things if they want." Others come from people who grew up in places where daily bathing wasn't the norm. "When I moved to a new country, I felt judged for not showering every day. It's what I was used to, but people acted like it was dirty or strange. I still feel awkward about it, even though I know everyone's habits are different." Many of these stories include a sense of isolation at first. People feel alone with their discomfort or shame, but after reading about others or hearing someone else open up, they realize these feelings are more common than anyone admits. One person says, "I used to think something was wrong with me. Now I know other people feel this way too." No matter where someone is from, how old they are, or what their life looks like, bathroom struggles can touch anyone. The stories repeat: the bright light, the harsh mirror, the echo of the room, the pressure to be clean, the urge to hide. If you feel anxious, awkward, or even afraid in the bathroom, you are not alone. Others are out there, trying their own small ways to make these moments easier. Their stories offer proof that it is okay to struggle, and that change, no matter how small, can help. Bathrooms can feel much heavier than most people admit. Over the past hour, we explored why these spaces bring out strong feelings. We talked about the role of harsh lighting and mirrors and how they can trigger negative thoughts about your body. We heard stories of people who dread public bathrooms or even avoid their own at home because of the pressure, noise, or harsh lights. Some listeners shared how they cope by changing the light bulbs, covering mirrors, or using calming routines. We explored how bathroom design can make things harder for kids, for people who are neurodivergent, or for anyone who has struggled with anxiety, depression, or trauma. We learned that a bathroom's look, sound, and feel all shape the experience, and even small changes can help. For many, just knowing others feel the same way brings relief. If you find yourself struggling in these spaces, you are not alone. There is nothing weak about needing support or making changes to your environment. If bathroom anxiety, negative self-talk, or hygiene struggles are taking over, it's okay to reach out for help. Many people find that talking to a friend, family member, or therapist makes a difference. There are therapists who specialize in body image issues, anxiety, or trauma, and they can help you find ways to cope. For sensory challenges, occupational therapists or autism specialists can suggest helpful tools. If you have trouble finding the right resources, try searching for local mental health services, helplines, or support groups online. If you are a parent, teacher, or partner, you can help by listening and making changes to help your loved one feel safer in these spaces. Your story matters. If you feel comfortable, share your experience. You might help someone else feel less alone. You can send your story in by email, direct message, or through our anonymous form. If you have tips or hacks that worked for you, let us know. Your ideas might help others make their own changes. Next time, we will dig into how spaces outside the home shape our mental health, offices, waiting rooms, and even grocery stores. If you have thoughts about how design affects you in those places, we'd love to hear them. For now, take a breath and remember that your feelings are valid. Small steps count, and support is always out there.